Okay, so I was just updating my book journal, and my favorite book of January was Wild Love. I read 6 books in January: Beartown, Not in My Book, Not in My Love, or Not in Love, Wild Love, Throne of Glass, and Wild Eyes. These are all the ratings I gave them, and then how I consumed the books. And then I read 6 books in January, which this conveniently allows for 6. And I was able to knock off 1, 2, 3 books off of my 2020 or 25 and 2025. I need to print out the covers for Wild Love and Wild Eyes to go here, because those are 2 5-star reads for me. Added Night Bane by Alex Astor here. I did try to give it a second chance. I stopped reading it at like 43% the first time, and I listened to 60% now, and I still hate it. So there's that. I do need to do this, but I haven't decided how I want to color in the spines yet. So I'm going to do that later, because I'm actually having a really bad headache right now. And then I was able to knock off Wild Eyes, and right here for Rose Hill. I do need to fill this out. And then I was able to knock off some of my alphabets. So there's that page. And then I was able to fill out some of my physical TBR. So I was able to knock those off. So I put little check marks next to the ones that I've read on my physical TBR. Then we get to January, and this is my January TBR. I read 3. I tried to give Night Bane a second chance, but I still can't get into it. I do want to do a wrap-up page and a couple of spreads for the books that I liked, and then make my February spread. But again, my head is pounding, so I think I'm just gonna do it later. But that is the update for my journal. as you just saw, I am going on a journey with Throne of Glass. I have been putting off that series for so long for many reasons, but I finally started it last month. I did a buddy read with one of my friends and we both ended up really liking it. And after I finished Onyx Storm, which I didn't really like, by the way, it was okay, but I just wanted to get back into Throne of Glass. So I started reading Crown of Midnight. I started with Throne of Glass. I'm reading it in publication order. So I'm reading Crown of Midnight now, and I was reading on my Kindle actually, but I annotated so much on my Kindle. It's like, I need the physical books because I was waiting to get the physical books because I wanted to make sure that I liked the series, and I already know I'm gonna like the series because, do you see this? I'm only 45% into the book. I've never been one to annotate books that much before. I've annotated other books before, but nothing like this. And I just never had a book that made me, or series that made me feel this way. I need to go back and annotate my Throne of Glass because I haven't done that yet. But like, this is ridiculous. And I have it for like many plot points too. Like the plot, the characters, I just like never felt so fulfilled in a book before. I just finished annotating up until the point that I stopped reading last night. I'm going to continue reading it throughout today and tomorrow. For now, I kind of want to pivot and work on my reading journal. I was updating it kind of like throughout the week, and I need to make my February spread. I kind of sketched out what I want to do a little bit. And then I left a couple blank pages here because I want to make a spread for Wild Love and Wild Eyes here, and then I want to make a spread for Throne of Glass here, because I did my wrap-up page, which I think I might have shown already, I don't remember, and then it goes into, the next page will be like my February cover, then I'll do my February TBR, and then I'll save a page for the wrap-up, and then like other spreads I want to do, because I'm definitely going to make a spread for Crown of Midnight. Yeah, because what I decided to do was just the monthly wrap-ups for my journal because it's just like less time consuming, because last year in my reading journal I did individual review pages per book and I just felt like it was just too much to keep up with, and I would have to make each spread fresh every single time. I was like, I just don't want to do this. So I think like the main wrap-up is good. And I read 6 books in January, but that's because I didn't start classes until like the 3rd week of January. So I had a lot more time to read, but now that I'm like active in the school semester, I can't read as much. So I'm definitely not going to be reading like 6 books every month. I feel like February, maybe I'll read 3 books. My goal is to read 3. So I have 3 books on my TBR, and one of them is Crown of Midnight, and there's a couple other books I want to read in February. just finished updating my journal. Something that was behind on was filling this out. I wanted to figure out how to like mark these off once I read them. So I forgot that I had these little circular sticker things. So I just put them over the books that I've read that are on my 25 and 2025. So I think that's a fun way to keep track. A lot of these are physical books. Like I think half are physical books I own and the other half are actually more than half of these I have physical, but the other ones are like new releases that I'm gonna have to buy when they come out. And then I finally filled out these books. I wanted to color them in based off the color scheme or like the cover of the book that I read. So like this is Wild Love, Wild Eyes, Throne of Glass, Beartown, Not in Love, and Not in My Book. So those are like the main colors on the cover. So that's how I want to fill out this page. And then of course I did my, just get over there. My February spread, so very Valentine's love letter, so cute. And then my TBR, I only have 3 on my TBR for February because again, I don't know how much I can really read, but this is what I'm reading right now. I'll probably start Between Friends and Lover next or First Time Caller. I don't know, because this one comes out next week, so I feel like I'm gonna want to jump into this one when it comes out, and then I'll probably end my February off with Between Friends and Lovers. But I'm excited to read those, and when I finish them, I'll put their rating down, and then of course I'll put my wrap-up page on the next one, kind of like how I did this. So yeah, and then I left these 2 blank because again, I want to do my Throne of Glass spread here, or Wild Love and Wild Eyes here, and Throne of Glass here. But I need to print things out and I don't feel like doing that right now, but I'm going to get to those eventually. And yeah, and then I'll probably make a spread for Kind of Midnight for sure. I'm only halfway through, but I know I'm going to want to with quotes and stuff. And then I don't know about these. I'll just see once I read them, but that's what I did. And then I finished with just filling out these little note cards that my bestie Luna got for me. So every time I finish a book, I was just going to fill this out. I didn't do like the star ratings because I don't know, this is like basically what I did with my book reviews last year, but I'm just gonna fill out the easy stuff. So I only did for January. I'm gonna update this every month as well. So this is January. I read Beartown, Not in My Book, Not in Love, Wild Love, Throne of Glass, and Wild Eyes. So that's all I read for January. Then I'll continue updating these as the months progress. But yeah, so now I'm gonna get back to reading some more of Kind of Midnight. I'll probably read it on my Kindle, and then just transfer my annotations to here every few chapters, because keeping up with this, it takes time, and I kind of just want to read the book. So once I get through, probably through part 1, I'll like update the rest, and then like just keep reading and just keep updating as I get through it. But yeah. Hi, so before I lose too much daylight, I wanted to just talk about some things that make me happy as I close out this little vlog, because I decided that, I don't know, I wanted to do something different, and this is kind of like a cozy bookish, like a cozy little weekend bookish vlog, because that's basically all I did this weekend was bookish related things, and it just makes me really happy. So I wanted to just share y'all like what I do when I don't film sometimes. Sometimes I just want to sit and do things and not chat very much. So that's kind of what I did this weekend. But now I kind of want to talk about some things that I did this weekend, even though I didn't do too much, but yeah. Also I'm trying something new with my bangs. They're getting kind of long and I can still style them straight across, but I'm like trying to train them to do like the swoopy thing, but it's kind of hard because my hair likes to be straight because my hair is naturally straight. But anyways, so back to what I'm discussing. So I inserted some clips like earlier of this little guy. I've been working on crocheting this for the past 3 weeks. I basically only worked on him on the weekends because I was just so busy with school during the week. So I finally got to finish my little guy. It's basically that Sun jelly cat that's like $40+ and I don't even know if you can buy it anymore or it's always sold out. So I decided to make my own. This is my little guy. I'm so proud of myself for making this. And he's just so cute. Like, look at his little legs. And I just wanted to show him off, but I'm like so proud of myself for making this. So that was one order of business that I did this weekend. It's Sunday right now, so yeah, Super Bowl Sunday. Ooh. Anyways, so I also updated my reading journal. I did show y'all this already, but I love my journal so much. Like, I love it so much more than last year because I really know what I'm doing this time around. And it just like feels so satisfying working on it. I did get another 5-star read, which I'm gonna have to add at the end of February. We're only like 1 week into February, so we still have 3 more weeks of the month, which is exciting because I love February. It's a really fun, cute, like pink Valentine's month for me. So, and probably a lot of y'all. But yeah, so doing really good right now. Feeling good. I just need to make my spreads like I mentioned before, for those 2 books that I wanted to do. And then I'm just like obsessed with my February spreads. They make me so happy. I love it. And I did finish Crown of Midnight, and that was a 5-star read for me. By how much I annotated this book. Like, let me just show y'all. This book, I wasn't sure when I was going into the Throne of Glass series how much I was going to enjoy it. I heard only great things about this series. I did meet a bookseller once at a newly opened romance bookstore, and she was like hating so much on Throne of Glass, like the first book, and said that the writing was super, super bad and very amateur, and even like through the re-editing that it went through, like it was just so, so bad. And she was like talking so much like negative thoughts about the series, and I was like, oh, I haven't read it, so like I don't know. And I finally decided to pick it up. Started January, and I buddy read Throne of Glass with one of my friends in my PhD cohort, and we both ended up really liking it. And then I started Crown of Midnight a few days ago and finished it last night, and I was reading it on my Kindle actually. I was reading it on my Kindle and I was annotating it so much. I was like, you know what? I need the physical copies like as soon as possible, because I was like, let me just read it on Kindle to make sure I like the series. This book confirmed my suspicions of liking the series. I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but basically reading Crown of Midnight confirmed that I want to continue the series, and it's probably gonna be my most favorite series of all time. Like, actually. So my boyfriend, so kind of him, bought me the entire paperback box set of these, and I'm so excited to read through them. And I just need to go back and add my annotations for Throne of Glass, because I did take annotations for Throne of Glass, but not nearly as much as this, probably like a third if any. So I need to go back and annotate that. And the reading order that I'm doing, for those that are curious, I'm doing Throne of Glass, Crown of Midnight, then Assassin's Blade, and then all the rest. So I'm doing Assassin's Blade third, and now that I've read the first 2, like, it makes sense to me why I would want to read Assassin's Blade third. Like, it makes sense, and I feel like if I did read the whole series and looking back on it, like, it just like makes sense to read it after this book. It just makes sense to me. I can understand why people say to read it first, though, because of what gets revealed in the first book, but I'm indifferent to that, so I don't know. I just know the reading order is controversial, but that's how I started the series, and I'm happy with it. And since I finished that, I wanted to start another book, Between Friends and Lovers. So this is what I'm currently reading. I'm about 60 pages in. I think it's good so far. It's just like I'm having the Throne of Glass brain rot right now, so it's like hard for me to focus when reading this because I just can't stop thinking about like Crown of Midnight. So I don't know. And then First Time Caller, which is an anticipated release for me, comes out on Tuesday, and I'm actually going to the author event for that book if weather permits. apparently it's supposed to snow like 7 to 8 inches or something on Tuesday, but I don't know if it's changed because apparently it was supposed to snow all of this weekend and it hasn't snowed at all. So I wonder if it's going to change now, which I hope it does because I really want to make it to that other event and I think it'll be fun. And I'm waiting for my copy because I don't know if she's doing a signing there, but I did already pre-order a signed copy because this is before I realized I was going to go to one of her book events. So I don't know. I might just get a second signed copy and then just like sell the other one to a friend or something that wants a signed copy. But yeah, that's pretty much all the bookish updates. And now I'm just gonna enjoy the rest of my Sunday. I'm just gonna be cleaning my apartment. It needs a good cleaning. I'm doing my laundry right now, so I need to go do that. And yeah, but I hope y'all enjoyed this little cozy, bookish, chill vlog, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!